My boss said the company was struggling. 2 weeks later, I saw what he spent our budget on. I had been working at that company for almost 3 years. Small team, tight deadlines, but overall, it felt stable. We weren't making huge profits, but we weren't failing either. At least, that's what I thought. Then one Monday morning, my boss called everyone into a meeting. His name was Robert. Serious tone. No usual small talk. He told us the company was going through a difficult phase. Revenue was down, costs were rising, and because of that, we all needed to make sacrifices. Budget cuts, no bonuses, no overtime pay for the next few months. The room went quiet. No one liked hearing that, but we understood. Business isn't always predictable. Sometimes you have to adjust, so we did. People started working extra hours without expecting compensation. We reduced expenses. Even small things like office supplies were limited. Everyone was trying to help the company stay afloat. I remember thinking, this is what a real team does. We support each other during tough times. For a couple of weeks, everything stayed like that. Long hours, less pay, more pressure. Then one evening, I saw something unexpected. I was scrolling through social media when I came across a post. It was from someone I vaguely recognized, a friend of Robert. The photo showed a group of people standing next to a luxury yacht, smiling, drinks in hand, clear blue water in the background, and right there, in the middle of the picture, was Robert. At first, I thought maybe it was an old photo, but the caption said, "Best weekend getaway ever," posted just a few hours earlier. I felt something shift inside me, because that didn't match the situation we were told. A company struggling for survival, and a boss enjoying a luxury trip. Still, I tried to stay rational. Maybe it was paid for by someone else. Maybe it wasn't as expensive as it looked. But a few days later, another detail came up. One of my coworkers mentioned that a large portion of the company budget had recently been allocated to client entertainment, which sounded harmless until you connected it with a yacht. That's when the picture became clearer. The sacrifices we were making weren't just about saving the company. They were also funding decisions we weren't aware of. I didn't confront Robert directly. Instead, I started paying attention. And once you start looking closely, patterns become obvious. Expenses labeled vaguely, decisions explained briefly, and a growing gap between what was said and what was actually happening. Eventually, I made a decision. I updated my resume, started applying to other jobs, because sometimes the problem isn't hard work. It's where that effort is being directed. A few months later, I left the company, not because of the workload, but because of the trust. Because when leadership asks for sacrifice, it should come with transparency. Otherwise, it starts to feel less like teamwork and more like imbalance. So here's the question. If a company asks you to give more during hard times, but you later see where the money is really going, is it just business? Or is it a sign you're investing your effort in the wrong place?